Hello everyone, I'm the Gaming Spectre 71. I am here doing a video of something that has bothered me a little bit, well, for a while now. Now, while I'm actually talking over the video, I'm actually not talking while recording. If you were wondering, I am doing a Exterminate Syndicate mission. I'm trying to collect, well, doing the Syndicate for the standings as well as collecting medallions, just in case. So, what I wanted to talk about was it was the misconception of OP or overpowered, if you don't know what that means. Which I'm pretty sure everyone knows what OP means at this point, especially if they've been playing Warframe, even a little bit. But yeah, what I wanted to talk about is the misconception of overpowered, of being overpowered. So you see, most people believe like they see for the biggest example, I guess, would be an Ember, and an Ember is, as you know, a DPS. It's a damage dealer. She is a damage dealer, one of the best damage dealers in the whole game, and in fact, she is probably one of the most famous damage dealers in Warframe. And people think that they keep saying that she's OP and all of that, and for those people, the only thing that I have to say to them is that they haven't seen an Ember being played on a sortie mission or a really high leveled, or at least by a really high level player, or at least because the thing is that specific players obviously they mod their characters with they apply mods to their warframes. They upgrade them. They go like they basically make the Warframe as powerful as they can get, and obviously they will use mods that are powerful, and the target is to make the Warframe as powerful as possible. And you basically are modding your Warframe to be able to survive the sortie missions. And if you don't know, the sortie missions are enemies who the least level start with level 50. So they start with level 50 to 60, then go to 70 and 80, then go to 90 and 100 level. And when you're facing against enemies who are up 100 level, there's no there's no gap for fooling around. You either have to take them down as quickly as possible, run away from them, or just try and survive, just sustain yourself, which is not very easy when an enemy that's 100 level can actually one-shot you. They can literally take you down with a single shot if you're not modded properly or using the proper warframe and allowing it, to take the hit. Because yeah, the enemies in the sortie missions are definitely no joke. And of course, there are players who have been modding their warframes so much that it doesn't seem like that much of a bother. Well, depending on which mission you actually do, you will actually notice that if you go only with one specific warframe and you do a specific mission, you might find that that warframe is not as effective as another warframe who might be better at that perspective. Like the difference between using a Frost for dealing against enemies who shoot bullets, and a Vuban for dealing against enemies who are using melee weapons. So obviously, players are modding their who do the sortie missions and who tackle high-leveled enemies will be dealing a well, they will be modding and upgrading their warframes to the best of their capabilities and to the best of their own, by equipping them with whatever they can. Some of them even committedly just do everything and farm everything so that they can actually make their warframe, or that one warframe that they like the most, as powerful as it can be. And when you're dealing with with people or players who control these warframes, obviously these warframes, like I said, they're meant to be dealing from the least level 50 to level 100, which is it is basically the enemies in the sortie missions. And I know that, like I said, some of these players will say that that isn't really hard. And there are other players who might actually say, who've only started, who might say that, these are not very difficult. The thing is, the perspective of it being difficult depends on solely on the group that you're with, and having a good group to like having a very good group with very good players with very good warframes obviously means that you have to do less and less. You can focus on the target at hand, focus on what you're doing, and just leave everything else to your teammates, because they will actually help you out. So if you actually spend the entire if you spend some of like the entire story missions not doing anything because your teammates were actually backing you up a lot, then yeah, that obviously that is easy. Anyone can do that. Anyone would accept that kind of help. But yeah, when you're actually dealing with these warframes, then these warframes go to a low level difficulty. They fight enemies who are like level 20 to 30. Then obviously they take the cake since they are modded to fight enemies who are up to 50 to 100 level. Obviously, when you go to a level 20 to 30, it's like nothing. Your warframes will take less damage. They will deal massive amounts of damage. They basically wreck the house. And to a player who is actually modding his warframe for a level 20 to 30, or doesn't know how to mod his warframe to the point where it's really, really powerful, or at least capable of withstanding enemies who are like really high level, then obviously for him, when he looks at these warframes and he sees them just wrecking everything, just kicking ass and killing everything, then he's gonna be like, oh, hang on a second, yeah, this guy is a bit too strong, right? But the reality is, it's just a high-level warframe. Since they are, let's just say, I would go as far as to say a warframe can become, say, rank 70 if you, based upon the rank itself. So you basically get a you can get a maximum rank of 30 to each warframe. You can increase your mod capacity from 30 to 60 by applying a reactor. So essentially you're doubling your mod capacity, doubling your mod's powers, doubling the warframe's own power. So that's a rank 60 warframe right there. And on top of that, you have the Excellence adapter, you have the forma, the polarizations or forma, you have the aura on top of that, the upgrading, and of course we have the weapons with the same way with an Orokin catalyst becoming stronger and stronger. So we can assume that a warframe can become at least to level 70. With all of these, a warframe is pretty much rank 70. So it's like taking a rank 70 warframe, and if you're playing like a rank, like enemies who are like level 30, obviously this will mean that you will absolutely annihilate your enemies. So however, to a player who's only just started, or to a player who doesn't know this, who basically completely misconcepts this, it will seem like he's actually this warframe. He will see it as a warframe that's really, really powerful, very overpowered, as the word they will apply it. But when in reality, it's just a warframe modded to tackle on the highest difficulty enemies. And keep in mind that, according to what I have heard or known, I don't know, I haven't confirmed this, but enemies can actually go up to level 9,999, which is insane. I don't know, I haven't confirmed that, but it sounds pretty insane, considering that I actually have fought against enemies who are over 100 level in a 1-hour survival. In fact, I have actually done, I have recorded and I was talking about a video which I did with a low ranking, with my low ranking Ash, and he actually was like a level 100, like he was like rank 60, and he was dealing with level 100 enemies, and that was a bit of an interesting thing. But yeah, this is the misconception that people actually think that warframes are a bit too overpowered. They're not. They're just modded to tackle enemies on the highest difficulty. So if you have that idea that a warframe is really too OP, you just have not fought against enemies who are really, really high leveled. That's just it. So this was basically just my idea of it, my perspective of it. It's something that I have been actually noticing players talking and saying, and I think they misconcept what it means to be overpowered and what it means to actually have to have a really strong warframe capable of dealing with strong enemies. But yeah, this is it for this video. I just wanted to leave it out there, just clear some things up. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye.